French Prime Minister François Bayrou has been ousted after losing a confidence vote just 9 months into office, triggering the collapse of his minority government and deepening France's political turmoil. Bayrou, 74, is expected to submit his resignation to President Emmanuel Macron, his longtime centrist ally, on Tuesday. The French president now faces the challenge of appointing his third prime minister in a single year, and the fifth since the start of his second term in 2022. Macron's office said a decision would be made in the coming days. Bayrou was toppled when 364 lawmakers voted to withdraw confidence from his government, while only 194 supported him. He had framed the vote as a last-ditch appeal for backing, arguing that his austerity measures, designed to reduce France's soaring public debt, required parliamentary approval. Warning of France's quagmire of debt in a speech ahead of the vote, Bayrou urged lawmakers to find a budgetary compromise or risk governmental paralysis. Opposition leaders from across the spectrum, from the far left to the far right, harshly criticized him during the debate. "I will not respond to insults," Bayrou said, cautioning that the atmosphere of verbal violence and contempt was damaging democracy. Marine Le Pen, head of the far-right National Rally group in Parliament, declared Bayrou's exit the end of the suffering of a phantom government. Le Pen, convicted in March of embezzling European Parliament funds through a fake job scheme and barred from running for office for 5 years, a ruling she is appealing, demanded Macron call snap parliamentary elections, even though it would prevent her from reclaiming her northern seat. Macron, who shocked French politics last year by calling early elections that split parliament into 3 blocs, left, center, and far right, has been reluctant to do so again. Polls show the far right leading, raising the risk of another deadlocked assembly. Left-wing leaders, who hold the largest number of seats but no majority, have urged Macron to appoint a prime minister from their ranks. During the Monday's debate, socialist lawmaker Boris Villard branded Macron a defeated president, responsible for impoverishing the poor, enriching the wealthy, and turning his back on the future. He accused Bayrou of dodging responsibility, saying the confidence vote was not an act of courage but an escape. Mathilde Panot of the far-left France Unbound said Bayrou had been soundly beaten. "He wanted a moment of truth, and he got it," she added, arguing that Macron's economic policies lacked legitimacy and calling on the president himself to resign. Macron, whose term ends in 2027, has consistently ruled out stepping down. As president, Macron retains authority over foreign and security policy, but appoints a prime minister to handle domestic affairs. Since last year's elections left no party with an absolute majority, France has been mired in political gridlock, especially over the budget. Analysts warn there is no guarantee Macron's next appointee will survive for long. France now faces a wave of disruption. On Wednesday, the Block Everything movement is set to stage nationwide protests, potentially shutting down roads, schools, and businesses, followed by strikes across the public sector. Macron's immediate priority will be appointing a leader capable of steering the 2026 budget through Parliament. Bayrou's unpopular 44 billion euros, or $38 billion, spending cuts, including a proposal to scrap 2 public holidays, are now dead. Any incoming government will have to start from scratch. Bayrou is the second prime minister to fall since the snap elections of June 2024, after conservative Michel Barnier was ousted just 3 months into his tenure last December. Bayrou leaves office as the least popular French prime minister since 1958, undone by his austerity plan, accusations of government inaction, and fallout from a Catholic school abuse scandal near his home in southwestern France. A parliamentary inquiry concluded in July that Bayrou, as education minister in the 1990s, failed to act on reports of sexual and physical abuse at the Bayrou school, where his children studied and his wife taught. Summoned before investigators, Bayrou denied covering up abuse and accused his rivals of waging a destructive political campaign. His combative stance backfired. Even centrist allies abandoned him after he dismissed the inquiry as a political platform. Northern centrist lawmaker Violet Spilabot, who co-chaired the inquiry, abstained in the confidence vote, calling his remarks an insult to the victims. With Bayrou gone, Macron faces a volatile political landscape where his options are narrowing, and France's future direction remains uncertain.